Hello and welcome to the New Vision Daily podcast around Uganda. I'm Razia Athman. Today we look beyond the headlines and social media trends to unpack the controversy surrounding the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, links to former Speaker of Parliament Anita Annet Among, a story that has evolved from luxury and prestige into one of taxes, investigations, raids, political fallout, and renewed fight against corruption and primitive accumulation of wealth. The vehicle at the center of the storm is a 2025 Rolls-Royce Cullinan, one of the world's most expensive luxury SUVs. Manufactured by Rolls-Royce Motor Cars in Britain under BMW ownership, the Cullinan is built for billionaires, royalty, and heads of state. The SUV reportedly arrived in Uganda earlier this year, around January, after being airlifted from the United Kingdom. According to reports over the weekend, the vehicle alone is valued at around £440,000, roughly 2.2 billion shillings before taxes and shipping costs are added. Once freight, import duties and clearance fees are included, estimates place the total cost close to 4 billion shillings. The Cullinan is powered by a 6.75-litre twin-turbo V12 engine, producing nearly 600 horsepower. Despite weighing almost 3 tons, it accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 5 seconds. Inside, it features handcrafted leather interiors, lamb's wool carpets, champagne coolers, night vision systems, adaptive suspension technology, and a 1,400-watt sound system designed for near-silent luxury travel. Rolls-Royce engineers famously described the driving experience as a magic carpet ride. But in Uganda, the arrival of the vehicle has triggered a political earthquake. The first controversy centered on taxes. Social media claims alleged that only 100 million shillings had initially been paid to the Uganda Revenue Authority for the importation of the vehicle. URA Commissioner General John Musinguzi later clarified that the actual tax obligation stood at approximately 1.2 billion shillings and that a staggered payment arrangement had been agreed upon. During a conference call quoted, Anita Among reportedly confirmed ownership of the vehicle and described it as a birthday gift. But the explanation only intensified public debate. Critics questioned how a public official under international sanctions could afford or receive such an asset, while Uganda continues to struggle with unemployment, poor healthcare services, underfunded schools, and rising public debt. The controversy deepened when security operatives raided the homes of Anita Among. According to multiple Ugandan media reports, joint teams from Crime Intelligence, CID, and the UPDF searched residences in Nakasero and Kigo as part of investigations into alleged corruption, unexplained wealth, and abuse of office. Investigators were reportedly searching for financial records, property documents, and evidence linked to suspected illicit wealth accumulation during her tenure in Parliament as the Speaker. The raids have now escalated what began as outrage over a luxury car into a broader political and legal crisis. And social media, especially X, formerly Twitter, has exploded with reactions. One widely shared post described the operation as a dramatic day in Uganda. The former speaker's home has been raided by security forces. Another account claimed Anita Among is likely to be arrested before May 25th. Supporters of Among, often referred to online as AAA, have defended her aggressively, arguing that wealthy politicians are unfairly targeted while others hide their assets quietly. But critics say the issue is larger than one politician. For many Ugandans, the Rolls-Royce has become a symbol of widening inequality and elite excess in a country where millions survive on less than 10,000 shillings a day. And this is where the numbers become impossible to ignore. A single Rolls-Royce Cullinan, estimated at nearly 4 billion shillings, could rehabilitate multiple kilometers of murram roads in rural districts. That amount could fund salaries for dozens of government teachers for years. It could purchase medicine supplies for several health centers for facilities. It could finance maternal health programs in districts with high mortality rates, or support scientific research grants at public universities struggling with underfunding. Even operating the vehicle tells another story. The Cullinan averages roughly 6 kilometers per litre under mixed driving conditions. At current Ugandan fuel prices of approximately 6,000 shillings per litre, a Kampala to Gulu return journey could consume nearly 1 million shillings worth of fuel. That amount alone could purchase emergency drugs for a rural health center or provide school meals for vulnerable children. The controversy has also revived one of Uganda's oldest political phrases, primitive accumulation of wealth. The term describes rapid wealth accumulation through political influence, state connections, and access to public resources rather than productive enterprise. For years, anti-corruption activists have warned that public trust is eroded when leaders display extraordinary wealth while citizens face deteriorating services and economic hardship. And now, the Anita Among controversy has reopened those national questions. What should public leadership look like? How should wealth be explained? And where should the line between private luxury and public accountability be drawn? For now, investigations continue. No criminal charges have been announced, but one thing is clear: the Rolls-Royce debate is no longer just about a car. It's about power, perception, public trust, and the growing anger over corruption and inequality in Uganda. You've been listening to the New Vision Daily podcast around Uganda. I'm Razia Othman. This report was compiled using public reporting, official statements, and verified media coverage from Uganda. Thank you for listening.